Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Frieren, episode 22. We're rocketing towards this conclusion, only a few episodes left. And the Hunter exam is over. We're going to see what the aftermath of that is.
Well, there's more parts of the exam.
Right, that's true. We're getting into the second phase. I bet it's going to be a written exam where... I was gonna make a tuning exam joke about Frieren like writing down nothing and then being like, believe it at the end of it. And just winning. Like the whole point of the exam is to use your magic to cheat. Leave a like and subscribe. Let's check out Frieren.
I'm gonna miss this show so much. I hope that if they do season 2, it doesn't take too long. Maybe like 2 years.
Yeah. Why can't it be like the old days where a studio just like takes a series under their wing and then just doesn't stop until it's done? It's always got to be these 2-year breaks while they mess around with other stuff.
This would be the perfect show. You could do so much filler. Frieren's entire life is about like purposefully adding filler. Sound effect. She's just like... Yeah, but she was in a big
Caught
test.
in the crossfire.
So, you know, it's excuses.
Magic shop. Oh, this guy, it's this family's shop.
He just does like super easy.
That's
like,
why he's
basic.
so like he's really got something to prove. He's trying to make something of himself. He just gets some rock candy. That's cute. He still gets the rock candy from the old lady down the block.
I like that they're hanging out even though they didn't know each other before the test. Lame. He's gonna wind up at the same place as Frieren.
This place sounds very magical. What is her story? What is 1010's story over here?
I don't think she has one.
She's just eating donuts, chilling, being a fucking badass.
Oh, oh, so cute.
I'm gonna cry.
There's another one.
I literally just started crying from that fucking cat. What happened?
It hissed.
It hissed?
Away.
Hissed at him? Oh my god, I can see through my tears.
That was so cute.
君ってさ、殺すことを何とも思ってないでしょ。なんでビアベルを殺さなかった？
I wanted to see what he would become.
見てたんだ。油断も隙もないね。
If she says I'm saving him for later.
驚いたよ。共感しちゃったからかな。までの猶予が欲しくなった。
体が動かない。これは。
Oh.
ソルガニール。約束するま
Did
で
she
learned
learned it or did she know it and not use it?
共感できることでその魔法が使える。
Oh.
共感できない。
That's crazy
That's cool.
and so awesome. The best kind of magic is magic that needs your emotions in order to work.
君は何を思って。
その魔法がどんな原理で動いてらずに、そのまま使っちゃうタイプ。僕、そういう頭の足りない子嫌いなんだよね。
Well, she can't empathize with you. There's no reason to just keep you around.
食わないから教えてやんないって言ってる。
I don't like me either. Now I've empathized with you. No one hates me more than me. And that's my biggest advantage.
What if it's literally true and now she's gonna be able to like make shadow clones?
いや、人間
Literally, did it actually work like that?
そう。
もっと知りたいかな。どこに行くつもりだっ
I was going to get this food at this bomb ass fucking restaurant.
高校だ。目の付けどころが良かったな、電剣。ここはこの町で一番うまい店だ。俺もよく来る。
50 years ago.
当時の雰囲気のままだ。
本当ですか。本当にデザートいくらでも頼んで。
電剣、フリーレン。
どれにおすすめ
I really hope they just sit together instantly.
ないのにこんな贅沢。
How are you literally Fern? How are you literally... Lindsay is Fern. Lindsay is Fern. She just is Fern. I don't know how else to say it. Every single thing that
Oh my god!
Fern does.
Frieren on that carnivore diet.
Yeah.
こういうことしますよね。
It's because she's a victor. She won. She did a good job.
She got it then too, look.
ありがとう。この世紀の天才料理人レッカーが
Who's this guy with the crazy knife?
この料理は
Oh, that's just steak. It's not hamburger
Oh
steak.
look, he's got the same thing as
Oh,
Stark.
oh my god.
いいじゃないか。
二度と食べられなくなった味がたくさんあるからね。
Yeah, it's not hamburger steak, but similar
安
thing.
心ください、フリーレン様。後世まで残すつもりです。100年後も、年後も。
There's gotta be some magic to do with this place.
そう。そう言って過去の料理の味を変えて爪痕を残そうとする。
もっと美味しい味を探しに行けばいい。
ヒンメル様、私を超える味などこの世にあり
This is JoJo.
ならしっかり未来まで届け
We're at Tonio's place. They're gonna get healed.
要求する今回の報酬で。
今まで料理人が成し遂げられなかった偉業を果たしてみせましょう。
Hmm.
フリーレン、これめちゃくちゃうまいぞ。
こんなに幸せでいいのでしょうか。なんだよ。あれだけ意気込んでおいてやってるじゃん。でも探す手間は省けた。
Because it was the tastiest thing ever.
It's way better now.
Oh, because it's better now. Did the flavor change or did you change, Frieren? Did the flavor change or did you change? Aw. And she's eating the Oma rice too. They're all sitting apart. This is lame as hell.
Are they in the same place or they
They are.
they just got soup?
I thought they were.
Look at Fern.
ところで、お金は大丈夫なのか？
We're
We have
broke.
no money. Don't
Even
let,
from-
don't let Fern hear that.
Even from that place.
よくぞ部の真髄までたどり着い
What the hell?
た。お主に教え
All right, old man, leave me alone. I just need to get back to meditating. Who was that guy? She recognize him or no?
このおじいさん誰？
知らない。なんか修行してる。
Oh my god, that's so good. What now? Because they have no money, right?
今日のは私だったのに
Oh.
寝坊しちゃったから
ことだろう。なんで今更
I'm sorry, it's just way too good.
発電タイプなんだよ
爆発したらどうなるんだ。
なくなっちゃう
Oh no.
子供の
無茶言ってごめんね
So bad.
フェルンさん、本人もこうして反省しているわけですし。
食べたい
え？
おやつ食べたい
めんどくせえこの人。じゃあみんなで買いに行こう。
You're making fun of me again.
クリポンだ
I can see why you love this show so much, because you
This
just
is a power
it's about
fantasy,
you,
but
yeah.
for me, where you just get to have snacks all the time.
お前戦士だよ。ちょっと
Excuse
何ですか。どうだ。
Are they looking for like a sacrifice
Or recruits.
ダメ。
or bait or something?
待たせたなあかんね
Are they going on a date?
可愛い格好だねラビーネ兄貴たちがデートから帰ってきてんだよ
Oh.
Of course, brothers.
前
And they're all like really doting and handsome.
の買ってねえぞ
And the mom looks like a sister. And they're rich. They're straight up Killua. Except they seem like a really nice family.
今日は私が好きですよね
Ocha. Oh man. Well, I guess you're right. My gaydar is terrible. When it comes to girls, my gaydar is fucking trash.
Look at all this nice bread. Ooh.
フェルンさん、どれにしましょうか。
それでも下で草の
A spying bread.
これどれでもよくない時のやつだ。どうしよう。
に聞かれても困るよ
Oh.
Just get the biggest one.
フリーレンじゃねえか
Get the most substantial white bread that you can get. And you'll be
Some
good.
sourdough.
Or sourdough, but not if it's overly expensive compared to the white bread.
同じ二人が喧嘩する
Are we getting replaced?
いいな。おい、お前
Oh
Oh
no.
god.
Why didn't we put that together? They're just like, oh, he's really strong. And punches him in the face. I've never felt such strength before. I had to punch him in the face.
Oh. They want to go and
I wonder if he's gonna go and get some experience fighting.
go right ahead.
置いてかれちゃったけどいいの
Yes, it's fine.
大丈夫です愛が全くありませんでしたもう不器用なんだそうだはいフリーレン
I love that.
これね
I love it. There's a girl's day and a boy's day.
待ってもらうようなことフリーレンがいなかったら私たちは第二次試験まで進めなかったありがとう
Hey, Levine, why don't you show us your bomb ass house? Go have a tea party.
もう心配ないよ。
なんで人助けをするの
勇者だからさ。
そういうことじゃなくて
そうだね。もしかしたら自分のためかもな。誰かに少しでも自分のことを覚えて
I bet that's exactly how Werble feels. Or verbal.
誰かに知ってもらって覚えていてもらう。
覚えていてもらうためにはどうすればいいんだろう
ほんの少しでいい。誰かの人生を変えてあげればきっとそれだけで十分なんだ。
お菓子めちゃくちゃ美味しいですよやっと機嫌治ったそういうの
She just needed more snacks.
なかなか起きなくてはやめてまた機嫌が悪くなっちゃう
Immediately ruined.
フリーレン例年通りなら第三次試験まである次 敵同士だな。
Oh. Is it their second task is getting delivered? Whoa.
なんだろう。次の
3 days, ruins of the king's tomb.
会場と日時ついてねえな。せっかく第一次試験に受かったのに。ってことですか？
She make like really difficult puzzles.
どうした試験は過去
And no
And
one
everyone
passed.
failed.
いずれ
What? How are they still letting this person?
Kakashi! It's Kakashi. Waiting for the right people. She's always eating. Who are you? From the other team, obviously.
Oh, look at her.
肉うまいな
Oh, wow.
Wow.
真髄を見たぜ
And then he says the same thing that old guy said.
Yeah.
なんけないようだ
I still can't get over that fucking old guy.
That was so good.
現代とは違ってね。
So she's saying she's not a pacifist?
She is a pacifist,
she is a
unlike you,
pacifist.
because he made a test that was like
Design. Yeah,
Designed
that's
to
why I was
force it,
confused
yeah.
because I misinterpreted what they were saying. Oh, the bird. I wonder if this is taking place like after like her laying on the grave. Is that's like Fern's grave and it's taking place like after. We talked about the symbolism between Fern and the grave, how she's like laying on top of the grave and then she's laying on top of Fern at the end. But I wonder if it's like literally a flashback or a flash forward and she's actually laying on Fern's grave and remembering everything and that's the rest of the ending. Mimic.
恐ろしいほどの脅威になりますね。ダンジョン攻略だ。
That fucking episode was so good. That was better than the last episode.
I cannot believe
Oh
that
my
that
God.
old guy. That was so
That-
funny, and you called it, but it's like so perfect and so in line with the show that it's just
It's just some
I love
senile
that.
old man on a fucking morning walk. He's meditating, doing his shit I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden.
Craft.
No, the dwarf. his...
Eisen.
Eisen, yes, sorry. I was thinking Denkin, because Denkin kind of has a dwarf vibe to him, and he overwrote that in my mind, I guess. But anyway, yeah, it's the same. He's just doing his morning training, like always. And it's just too perfect. Yes, you've embodied the
I have
nature
nothing.
of
There's nothing left for
There's
me
nothing
to teach
left
you.
for me to teach. He just like... He's just kind of an old man who just walks around saying shit.
He sees
He's
him
like, you know,
train-
you showed me those TikToks the other day of like you pass an old person in the
Yeah.
supermarket and they're just like, oh, one more of those and you'll crack in half. And then like,
you see them again,
see
and
them
they're
again,
just
it's
like
like-
glaring at you. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I love that. That's like one of the highlights of this show for me, honestly. Because I feel like whenever there's a moment like this in anything, it's always just so funny to me.
I feel like we always make that joke with other shows.
And
Where
it
we're just
never
like,
actually-
who was that guy?
Yeah.
like, we always, whenever it's another show, it's just like an old guy giving off this wisdom and this crazy moment. And then, yeah. Just like, who was that person? I have no idea. They just keep talking to me. I don't know how to tell them that I'm not interested.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh my fucking god. And Lindsay is literally Fern.
You just gotta have snacks. It's like, you know, when you don't have snacks, you're angry. When you do have snacks, you're happy.
It's not just the snacks, it's every mannerism that you have is embodied in Fern, and it's fucking hilarious. Do you think I'm a lot like Stark? I don't think I'm a lot like
No.
Stark. I kind of am. I'm not really, though.
Not really.
What? Why? Is Stark better than me?
I guess you're like Stark a little bit, but
Who am I like in the show? I don't
don't
really
know.
like anyone. Maybe Hyder? I feel like I'm kind of like Hyder. Who else? Who else is there?
you're not like Himmel.
I feel underrepresented in the show.
I guess you're a little bit like Stark.
Kind of like Stark. I feel like I was gonna say I'm kind of like Zine. I kind of identify with Zine. maybe a little bit more than Stark, but I feel like I'm all like Stark in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But
In a way.
overall, but I'm not nearly like any of the characters as you are like Fern. Yeah. And I love just the random bromance of just like, oh, a warrior. We need a warrior. So they go out to do, I guess, like a contract.
Yeah, and he's just like such a great guy. All of a sudden, when he was like every other time that we see him, he's like, "Oh, I'll kill you," and I don't like to kill people, but I will. Like, just so psychotic seeming, and then.
But as we learn about him, he's not.
Just like, hey, yeah, let's go.
Well, even in the fight, he hates killing people.
Yeah.
Like, he does not like doing it.
It's
he likes
just
helping
funny,
people. He's Himmel, but he's in a time where there's not, like, a clear enemy as much, you know, other than the Demon King's forces. But, like, you know, he's not in the same position as Himmel to be, like, this shining example of a hero. And he doesn't have, like, Frieren and Eisen and Height are around him all the time. So like he really is like kind of a darker version of Himmel. And it's so funny, and it's great that they would get along because they both kind of embody different. Like obviously Stark is kind of walking directly in Himmel's footsteps, but Verbal is kind of as well in his own way. And obviously, like we pointed out, the design similarities and how he is sort of like the modern hero wiping out like the Demon King's forces. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I love that. I loved I love Girls' Day, Girls Eat Snacks Day. That was fun.
They're all chilling. I loved the date with Levine and Kane.
Yeah, but then they just run into Frieren and get distracted. Yeah.
And then there's, I forget his name, the guy who was kind of a dick in the thing and wanted to kill the girls so bad. He just is in a hurry to kind of prove himself and escape these humble beginnings.
Like he's working at his family's convenience store.
Yeah.
Magic
like
convenience store.
If you take it to like the real life parallel, it's literally like his family's got this shitty little store, this little pawn shop essentially, or this little like store. And he feels like he has some goals. He dresses really snazzy and way beyond like what his station is. And then we have this girl, I forget her name, 1010 over here, just like straight up like Toji moving around, fucking
just eating snacks. She
eats all the time. She reminds me of Hana from Fruits Basket. Where Hana is just constantly eating because she has like these mind powers. Yeah, she's just. And
what I like about her is like with Fern's all about snacks, but she's like denies them to herself. But the other girl is just like eating full on meals. Like she's eating like an entire basket full.
And
of
it makes
donuts.
sense that she's like a physical she's moving, she's using her body all the time. You need to constantly be eating. I would have liked her design to be a bit more muscular. Like, I know that it's magic, so it's not really, but, like, being that she uses folk magic, she's from, like, the southern lands or whatever, you know? I feel like I would, for her design, to, like, separate her a little bit more. She clearly is, like, in her design and the way that they draw her, she's clearly more, like, fit and physical, like, she has more of a physicality to her. But, like, I would have liked just a little bit more emphasis on that. Like, you can see even here, it's like they put emphasis on her shoulders a little bit. But she's still just, like, you know.
I loved them. I love this little, like, flashback of, like, oh, I'm gonna make sure it stays the same, but then it changes, but it's actually better.
Yeah.
And it's kind of Frieren's whole journey of, like, learning that like things do change, but sometimes it like, you know, it doesn't mean that better, just because something's really good doesn't mean that something better won't come along later if you're open to it and you're willing to give it a try.
And that's literally what life is about. It's like, you know, you want things to stay the same because they're so good, but like if you open yourself to the possibility things can get better, like if you have the mindset that things are only going to get worse over time, then they definitely will. But you have to be open to things changing for the better. Oh, and Eisen's eating the hamburger steak. He's eating hambagu. I thought that she was eating the hamburger steak as a reward to herself to like, I won this victory. The warrior's feast after a meal. What's up with this knife? They were really
it's interesting as well because it kind of comes back around to like this whole thing with the chef where he's like, I'm gonna make sure that it like stays this way forever, but people are improving upon it. And it
It's
again
with
is like
magic.
with the human thing of like, you know, Frieren could do one thing and then just do that same thing, like with, you know, without
Progress.
yeah, like the whole, a lot of it is about like how much the humans progress things because they have a shorter lifespan, so they're
Exactly.
like rotating more, whereas the shelf was if this chef was an elf, he might just make the same like good but not as good as it could be meals forever without improving upon them. You know what I mean? But because he's a person, he took what was already before him, made it better and made it his own, and then after him someone did the same thing to his
Yeah, it's
dish.
like Serie is over there, has more magical knowledge than anyone in the world. And has access to spells that are like insane. Like it changes your physical appearance.
But
Like
what's
giving
she
people
done
wings,
with them?
given them to people. But
Yeah.
like Frieren has been going out and experiencing things and has actively improved and changed the way that spells work in the human
Yeah.
world with Zoltrak and stuff like that. It's become like a quintessential first, you know, like magic 101 community college class magic spell basic offensive magic is now known as like and that's because she lived it and she is engaging in the cycle of life and the human condition despite being an elf, so she chooses to sort of engage with that, and through that comes like actual progress and development. And we don't know if Zarya has developed things. I'm sure something, but like the sort of moral there is very clear.
I want to eat Fern's dinner right there. Doesn't it look so good?
It looks like a bit much. That's a lot of butter. I don't know if that's all on those pancakes.
I
don't
thought it
know
was
if
probably
that's-
syrup and
It looks
butter.
like syrup, but it looks like melted butter.
Perfect. I only
Excellent.
put butter on my pancakes. Slather on.
Ooh. Why Belle? Why Belle? Why is it called Belle?
It's beautiful.
I wonder what the symbolism is there, like a bell.
I don't know, there's a bell.
Yes, I saw the bell. I just wonder, like, why is it called Belle? Is it random, or is it like, you know, saying something to do with like the whole theme of this part of this like downtime episode? And then we have, what the fuck is her name? I'm forgetting. I keep thinking of her as just Girl Hisoka, but
Ubo, is it? Or...
yes, Yubel. So she can copy people's
Yeah.
techniques if she empathizes with them, which is a very main character ability.
Yeah, that's pretty overpowered. But I do like it that she has to be able to empathize with them.
Yes.
Or else she just can't do it. And because it's interesting as well because she seems like the kind of person that would have a hard time empathizing with people, just like based on her previous demeanor and all that we've seen from her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she doesn't exactly seem like a bleeding heart that's gonna, you know, understand the struggles of other people very easily and relate to them.
Well, maybe that's like something to do with her backstory, is that she is very emotional and she is very sensitive. And maybe as a kid she was very, I don't know, maybe taken advantage of or abused or something, or she, you know, is kind of hardened by the amount of emotions that she's felt in a way. Like she feels so deeply for other people, and as a kind of defense mechanism she kind of shuts that down outwardly, but or something like that, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was
to you?
gonna say, like, if she has a hard time empathizing with other people, then maybe that's what, like, the trade-off that could allow her to have such a overpowered ability. You know what I mean? Like, if she really has to try or, like, work to understand, to empathize with them, and it doesn't come super easily or naturally. Because, like, if you were, like, a bleeding heart, that anyone that said anything, you could immediately, you know, be with them and
But
be
when
on
your
their
power
level. But yeah,
it forces you to make that connection. In order to get stronger, you have to overcome like your kind of dead inside type shit. Yeah, I feel like that could work. But this pair up seems kind of interesting. I wonder how her thing would be used. Like, what if she gets in contact with one of the first class mages? Is that like, if maybe she doesn't
she
even intend to
steal their-
win? Maybe she doesn't intend to win. Maybe she just intends to get in a room with them or fight them. and
get
try to
know
steal
them a
their
little bit,
abilities.
Yeah.
Because that would be a win right there. She could get these insane abilities that she would never be able to get access to. Multiple of them, possibly. Like, that she has a lot of potential. But it also depends on whether she's the type of person that could empathize with these first-class mages.
Yeah.
Like, if she's the type of person to cheat the system and, well... So, okay, I was going to say, if she's the type of person to cheat the system and not try to go for first class... and just try to kind of steal the ability or copy the ability without actually completing the tests and getting to Serie and getting the grimoire from her, then maybe she wouldn't be able, if she wasn't willing to go the distance, maybe she wouldn't be able to empathize with the first class mages because she wouldn't have what's in her to like do what they did in order to achieve their dreams. So that's one thing, but going with the theme of like the sort of dichotomy, I guess dichotomy works, but like between Frieren and Serie, of Frieren being like through effort, through experience, learn things, versus Serie where maybe there's more violent path or a less empathetic path, and as if Serie is kind of like this quote unquote cheat way of getting magic, etc., the sort of quick way. So if she with that interpretation of the Serie versus Frieren, these sort of differing philosophies, then maybe it would invalidate what I just said about her not being able to empathize with the first class mages, because technically the whole thing around Serie is kind of a shortcut in a way towards that great power. You're still sort of humbling yourself beneath this, this fast track towards like great power without having to do what Frieren does to like go out there and get it. But then again, Frieren's an elf, so she has the benefit of time to be able to go out there and learn all that shit.
Plus,
so,
she's not trying. Frieren's never trying to like learn offensive magic. Really, she's just trying to, learn all these little spells that enrich her life.
Is that disagreeing with what I'm saying?
No, I guess I'm saying like So yeah, like because they have such different goal, like because what they want out of the magic is so different. Then like that's what like prompts them to have the different goals, and why Frieren just doesn't care about getting the like reward of it, because it's just kind of irrelevant to what she's her whole like life philosophy.
Yeah, that whole thing with Frieren, like meeting Serie as a child and being like, I don't want, like I feel like that's her philosophy in that moment talking to Serie was kind of more emblematic of how she talks after Himmel died. You see what I'm saying? That's why I was kind of confused in that moment. I'm not confused. Confused is strong. It's just I wasn't expecting her to say that, because like the whole philosophy around like her wanting to go out and like be amongst the people and learn the hard way, the long way, and like experience human life and stuff like that, and like not be so concerned with the end goal, etc., etc. I feel like that was all kind of a consequence of her learning this lesson by traveling with Himmel.
It could also be that like it was kind of her original philosophy, but then after like 600 years of sitting in the woods by herself, she kind of lost sight of it a little bit.
Was it 900 years?
Oh, I thought it was 600, but maybe it was 900.
Maybe it was 6. She was over 1,000. I thought she spent.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Either way, several hundred years.
Yeah.
Then she kind of lost sight of her like original thing because she wasn't traveling around, and then after Himmel, then she decided to like get back on track of like touring around and meeting people and learning spells and stuff like that, because it just wasn't like she was just sitting in the woods literally by herself.
Yeah, I'm not trying to call it into question like it's a
I'm
a writing error or something. I'm making it clear for
yeah.
everybody else. I know you don't think that, but like it just seemed like she went on this big journey up until now of like learning about people, learning how to live, etc., etc. And then now that she has that knowledge, she's going forward like kind of in a different way than she would have at pre Himmel's death. And because the whole point is she was kind of cold, like that's her name, is just Frieren means frozen, I think, in German. So it's like her heart is like kind of frozen at the beginning, and it's learning about all that kind of stuff. So the fact that before she even began that journey was already talking as if she had been on that journey and is talking as if she would now, or with the kind of experience that she would now, it felt kind of like it was poignant for like the overall story, but it just wasn't. It didn't feel in the moment to me consistent with like her development as it went on, because it was kind of earned how she has grown so far, but to see her way back then saying essentially the same thing or thinking the same way kind of feels like, well, then did she even go on a journey, or did she start up here, then go down after like 900 years and then slowly work her way back up? I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
This episode's so good. Those cats were so cute.
So I started crying instantly because our cats got in a fight last night, and they have a very tenuous relationship, and they had come so far, and then they fought, and then I was really worried that like one of our cats got a scratch on her eye, and she's fine, I think, but there was a lot of cat related anguish last night, so it was kind of fresh in our minds, I guess. So that's why I think why the cats specifically, more than normal even, affected us a lot.
They're so cute.
The cats are so cute.
Little babies.
This is definitely a Lindsay thing too, of like, did you stay up all night? Constantly fucking badgering me about staying up all night.
Did you drink Red Bull in the middle of the night?
Yeah. Oh my god. This is too perfect. I love the matching of this shot as well. They're walking this way down this road, and then at the end, or then when she's all happy, where is it? After the restaurant, they're walking the other way on the same road, and the camera's slightly lower, I think, to make her look more happy, because it's like she's kind of elevated. But she's walking faster, you can tell, because she's way more in front of them. But they're walking on the same sidewalk, but just flipped because they're coming back to their place.
She just is so happy and they're miserable.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, we have no money. Maybe Stark will get paid from, getting recruited on this wild beast hunt. And then she's just so mad again. I love it. Classic Fern.
I love Levine's brothers. Just like all different kinds of super handsome and elegant. And apparently they like turn it off. Like they switch between their work personality and their home personality. So they're probably just, maybe we'll meet them. Like
they'll just be normal, and then she'll show up and they'll be like, oh my goodness.
Well, they'll just be super badass, like stoic warriors. Because they're clearly like military people. They got all the cloaks on and stuff like that. Like I think it's supposed to represent like their station. Or their rank, maybe. Like, these guys are the same rank, and maybe he's higher rank, or maybe he's lower rank. But maybe they'll just be, like, all stoic badasses, like a super badass trio, the Jonas Brothers fucking of like, warriors. But then, yeah, they see her, and they're just, like, immediately, like, in love with her. And then the mom looks like she's 19 years old. Just this perfect family. And I love that she's also rich and also, like, has this big family with, and stuff like that. Very also like Killua.
Very Killua.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, then bread shopping. It's also good. This whole episode was so good.
This was such a good episode. Oh my god.
I just love getting to see all of the people that we met. It's like seeing all these people in the Hunter exam and then just like meeting them again outside of it, and it's just like totally different vibes. Yeah,
this was such a good episode. Alrighty, leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye bye.